I'm gonna jump around in that 80s fashion. What happens what happens after the hugs?
The hugs.
Hugs. Noelle and Silas. Hug. What are they going to do? What's the rest of the day going to look like for them?
I mean, there's probably I have a lot of things we need to talk about, and to sort of like bring each other up to speed, I guess.
What?
Input?
I literally zoned out for a second. I'm so sorry.
You look so attentive.
I was not.
I can see that now.
I've been practicing that look for 31 years.
I'm aware. I'm aware. Now I know what it looks like.
Yeah, there are variations on it. You should know that. But like,
that's okay. That's okay. I'll get those too.
Good luck.
I'm very good at learning facial expressions.
I'm surprised I fooled you for this long. In general, I thought that I don't know what that face looks like anymore.
Well, on this particular occasion, you were looking directly at me, and so I was like,
"Yeah," but
that's why I said something. That's why I said something.
I couldn't hear anything you were saying.
No. So what was said was, what happens after the hugs?
Which hugs?
Of Noelle and Silas.
Oh, the Noelle and Silas hugs. Okay.
Yeah. I wondered how far back I had to go. Who's hugging? I wondered how far back I had to go, and because you didn't say anything, I was like, oh. I wasn't even looking up.
You did repeat the stuff about hugs, though, which I think is probably the best part.
No, see, I knew that's when I looked up, because I was like, that's not how she responds to things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's happening?
Yeah, I think I was asleep for like a second. It's not you guys.
But
it just happens.
In general, I love that thing where it's like you're in that state where you are like, there's enough going on that you can like repeat things that have been said to you, but you're not.
No, and I hope my college professors never see this stream, because like that is how I got through. That is how I got through undergrad. That right there, that's how I got through undergrad. Nobody could ever call me on anything, because I could always just go back and repeat the last couple of things you said without it ever passing through my brain, ears to mouth.
I had a teacher, I think in high A school, and I had it at like a parent-teacher meeting. They were saying, there are times when I know Sam's not listening. I know it. And I go to call him out on it and be like, what did I just say? And he will verbatim tell me what I just said. But I know he's not paying attention. It's like, I know, but I can't prove it.
If I were a teacher and I wanted to prove that I knew someone was not listening, I wouldn't ask them to repeat it back to me. I would ask them to paraphrase it, because that means that they have to listen and then translate what their understanding of the thing is. But I'm not that cruel.
Hey, you heard me say so? I said something?
You did say something. You did, in fact, say something.
What did I say?
You said, oh, the hugs. And I went, number one, that's not what Danny would say in response to this. Number two, there was no clarification on who I was talking about, so I'm not sure if she actually was waiting for that. Number three, speak like that?
Oh, everybody, this is just now you've all seen.
Now you've got it on. Now you've caught it.
You've got it on video.
Put it on video.
Recorded on
you can go back and be like, this is the face.
This is the 1,000-yard stare. This is the inattentive. This is what used to happen all the time.
Yeah. Whereas me, hyperactive, I'm hyperactive internally and externally.
The person that you were just witnessing on the stream is not even vaguely connected to me. I don't know her.
She turns up when I go to sleep.
Yeah, she's the night shift. And by night, I mean whenever I'm sleeping. Like,
Right. Well, do you have
the night shift?
Do you have a view on this current situation? What?
I honestly don't think that they would, like, I don't know that there would be a whole lot of conversation after that. I think that lasts quite some time, but like the idea that they would have another significant conversation after that is unlikely to my mind, because it would be so much of the going over of minute details, which we've already covered in the story, and like trying to, I guess, interpret / parse what's going on with Allison without picking a fight. Because I mean, just like Ari, just like Noelle holds some resentment for Ari, not fighting harder to have Allison in her custody. The way that like, not that she has room to judge, but like the way that Silas handled her being gone for 14 years with regards to Allison is not. I mean, he said that thing when they were talking about how the best thing that they could do for Allison was to not be there for both of them. And Noelle was just like, don't know if that's true. Don't know if that's quite it. But we're not gonna do that right now. So.
So the funny thing is, now I want to know what it looks like when you're like, I'm not going to pick a fight. Now I just want to know what it looks like.
It's not interesting. It's not interesting. She's very.
It is to me.
It's not, though, because she's very good at it.
How? How is she good? I want to learn. I am not good at not picking fight. I'm impulsive type. I'll just say what's in my head. How does she not?
She just won't.
Run that by
you don't
me
understand.
again.
Go back.
she just won't, and she will.
Can you break that into smaller goals?
She thinks the thing.
Yeah, I do that. Oh no, not necessarily, but some of the time.
And then she doesn't say it. She says something.
Where does it go?
It goes into a little box. You put that box inside another box. You put that box inside of another box. You ship it to someone, and then you smash it with a hammer.
So then it's out.
I don't know. It's gone.
Well,
is it someone else's house? Is it someone else's house now?
He's gonna come back and smack him in the face. Like that's.
Nah.
Oh, that's just me.
It might take a couple years, but maybe eventually. Maybe.
I need to work on the whole like thinker thing.
Yeah, that's the first step.
Oh, and then not.
No.
I can't do that bit, but if I think it, I say it.
Not.
I'm lucky. A lot of what I say is not evil.
And that's how we know you're not a villain, actually, because if you had villainous intentions, we would know.
Because she'd be doing them.
I would have. Yeah, that's the thing. Impulsive.
If I'd be doing them,
I wouldn't.
You are the monologuing villain. Like, you are the one that's going to tell us.
I would
every
never
step.
monologue at you.
No, but you would tell us every step of the way. You would never need to monologue. You would never let us.
So here's the funny thing about that, actually. If I were the monologuing villain, I would be monologuing at you. However, because of the reputation I have built for myself, I'd be monologuing and you wouldn't believe that I was going to do the thing. And I would be doing the thing and I'd be telling you that I'm doing the thing.
I would.
And you, generally speaking, wouldn't actually believe the things that I've set up for this half of the campaign.
I'm not
and
stupid.
Just how freaking evil they are. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm not stupid.
Believe me on this one.
I'm not stupid. I believe you. Yeah. However,
I'm talking about a lot of other people, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And then it happens, and they're like, how did you do that? Why did you do that? And I'm like, I told you I was going to do it. You didn't believe me. I look cute.
I look cute. It's the
I
face.
Look cute.
It's the face.
You ruined it. You got distracted.
I just saw Bullet Train last night, and there's a character
No, tell me about it.
I haven't seen it.
Say, I look cute is, yeah.
In there.
You'll know who I'm talking about.
I look cute is in there.
Oh yeah, that entire sentiment is, yeah. You'll see. You'll know when you see it.
You look cute. You get away with shit. People don't realize it. They don't think about it enough.
True.
They should. They should think about it more, but not to do with me anyway.
No,
so
it's literally always the cute ones. That is my focus in life, is to never trust the cute ones.
Uh-oh.
I know better. I'm a sniffer outer of that one, the little one.
Mm-hmm.
That one's evil.
Uh-oh.
That's bait.
Uh-oh. Am I bait? I'm bait. Not bait.
Keep your evil ones close.
Surely keep your evil ones closer.
Anywho.
What? So they have a boring argument that's not an argument.
No, they just talk. We literally they just do a recap of what we've done for the past several sessions, because Silas has been gone and they haven't been talking. Yeah. That's what they do.
Right, I see. Silas, how do you take that? Since you've been gone.
It doesn't quite go like that, but yeah.
So that's the montage.
I think like Silas knows Noelle, so he's aware that it's like, I see those thoughts.
I mean, they've been married for, however long, minus however long.
I see them there. But also knows, in the same thing with like the visions, it's like you don't try and coax that information from Noelle before Noelle wants to do that. That's not smart.
That's not how you stay married.
Yeah.
No, that's not how you stay married.
And they've been married for a while, so he does not do that.
Well, less than 10 years, all said and done.
If you minus the 14 that they weren't together.
Yeah, minus the time that they technically
less than
together.
A decade, at least almost a decade. Like,
yeah.
Some time. That's still an amount of time.
An amount of time.
That's still long enough to have...
That's long enough to learn someone's rhythms.
Have those instincts ingrained in you.
Correct.
How to not fuck it up. Oh. So tremendously.
But also at the same time, like sort of filing away. It's like, this is gonna happen at some point. We never,
Don't know what I said.
It won't be. Well, it's like there's a crap situation, and there's going to be a lot to sort of unpack from that. So it's like, at some point, we're going to unpack it piece by piece. Eventually, it will all be unpacked and be fine. Unpacking sucks.
As long as he knows.
It's true.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It's fine.
That scares me.
That
scares me. Good. Cool. Great. Good. Great.
Because it's not only is obviously Silas getting caught up on the things that are happening, like there's stuff that he's got insights to share, and sort of checking if there's anything specific in the stuff I have.
Because part of what Silas was doing was in fact looking for information on
dream interpretation.
Sorry?
Nothing.
Dream interpretation, yes, but also trying to do essentially the same task Ari was doing.
Mm.
They were just in different places to do it.
Well, gee golly.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been working together.
In different locations, yeah. Could have been.
They weren't.
They weren't.
That's the thing.
No.
Where do you think
Only
Margot...
they had known two of them had been on the same journey.
Where do you think Margot gets it from?
Yeah.
Margot?
Yeah, it's inherited.
Oh, right.
It's genetic.
Yeah, because he'd been looking into someone's been messing with, Alison's memories and Margot's as well. And so there's a bit about that stuff about that he's learned. That I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how much he knows from what I'm looking at, but what he knows he shares.
What I've written there.
So it's
what he knows. He knows what I've written.
No.
What I've written there? All of it.
All of it he knows.
So it's that this whoever or whatever is taking memories is it's like this ongoing messing with the kids, that the hieroglyphs that match the ones writings in the ocean, finding that in Egypt.
I'm going to say, please, in character. Because I think very specifically this information in character would be interesting.
Okay.
I feel bad for Silas that for years away, and what he's learnt is summarized in 2 sentences.
Well, he hasn't been gone that long. He was only gone a month on this trip.
That's a long time for 2 sentences. To be fair,
if you have to go all the way into a whole pyramid, you have to find your way into a whole pyramid, which he's never been in before, so he can't just teleport.
Oh, sorry, I misread some of this. I thought he'd been away for longer.
No.
Yeah.
I think the importance is actually going to come. The importance of this particular of what he has learned is more important.
Yeah, I thought he had left prior to that, and then had come back and then left again. I just misread some of this. That's fine. All right. I found writing in Egypt that matches writing I've seen in the ocean, like language-wise.
Is this the first time that's happened?
It's the first time I've seen it. But then I spent most of the time studying the ocean, not going inland quite so much to see the connection.
You would think someone would have made the observation the other way, though. Someone that had been to Egypt or maybe been from Egypt, studying the ocean, would have inevitably, over the past millennia.
Know if there's a lot of us in my specific field.
I'm aware.
So
I'm just saying, over the period of such a long time, it's...
Yeah. I mean, in terms of people I can think of that would be able to make that connection, I could probably count them on one hand.
And you know them personally, and I know this, but the fact that none of them have made the observation at all, it certainly makes a lot of sense.
I think just
considering all of the
too focused in one direction.
The conspiracy theories about the building of the pyramids and the...
I mean, whoever's doing this with memory manipulation, like they're actively messing with them still. It's ongoing.
The kids or the Egyptians?
I couldn't find out who was doing it specifically. So I don't know. Because the writing in Egypt was a lot about children being the future and letting them lead, letting them...
Where have I heard this before?
I don't know if it's the case, but like, if whoever's doing this thinks that that's what they're doing, like they think that they're not necessarily like if the children are going to lead, that if they can set it up so that that leadership is to their benefit.
I need both of you right now, please, to roll for me.
Roll what?
Gaze into the
Okay.
The Abyss would like you to know that you're off track. Please, no, back this way. You've gone too far.
Johnny said, I have to fix it, please.
It's all fun and games, but at the same time, reel back, guys.
Unfortunately, I have rolled a 5.
Okay.
I got an 11.
You got an 11.
Somebody got it. Thank God.
It's no, because I just wouldn't have said anything. I just wouldn't have said anything.
You would have been saying it with your face like you've been saying for the past 10 minutes.
I was actively, I was trying to not look at that. And I was like,
I just kept looking up and going, oh dear. Oh, no.
It's always good when the person running the game is just slowly sinking their head into their hands. It's like,
I was just,
you're either...
Sam, I need... Okay, so you gaze into the abyss, Silas, and it occurs to you that maybe...
you're wrong.
No.
I'm joking.
Not necessarily. I'm joking. But I need Silas to write out or show or read what was translated to Noelle.
Oh,
rather than trying to paraphrase, just read it to her.
Probably
because I think the point
there's a degree of trying to he's going on this sort of like slight tangent, then he's like,
there are levels.
We're getting distracted. Hang on, I wrote it down somewhere. Let me just pulls the thing out. And so what he had found inscribed on the walls in hieroglyphics, I believe the children, 4 lines, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier.
Silas? You found this in what I presume are hieroglyphs?
Yes.
In a pyramid in Egypt?
Yes.
These are Whitney Houston lyrics.
What?
These are Whitney Houston lyrics. When I said, where have I heard this before?
Oh God.
Honey, the song is called Greatest Love of All.
Oh God. Oh shit. I'm going lightheaded. Oh God. Oh God.
Explain the seminal works of Whitney Houston, but don't use any of the actual words. See if I can make sense of it. Sweetheart. And Noelle goes, everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I found anyone who fulfilled my needs a lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. If there was writing just beneath there that you couldn't make out, I'm willing to bet that's what it says. So either you're telling me that Whitney Houston, God rest her soul, is from Atlantis, or something's gone terribly wrong with either the translation or I...
Do you ever write something and then go, I didn't realize how contextual this information would be?
Sorry, did you monkeys on a typewriter type out a poem that just so happened to be,
no.
I believe it's
absolutely not. No.
Oh God.
No. I wrote what I meant to write, which is why I was trying not to laugh and trying not to die.
Okay.
Fuck.
He's bad. No, okay, but like in Silas's defense, this is exactly how it would happen if you'd never.
Yes. Silas would never think about it like
I'm just the same way that I have no idea where to go. I think Silas is just like,
these words are just so fascinating. It's about believing that the children are the future, and you have to teach them and let them know that
it's just like, this is what in hieroglyphs,
and so then
in an ocean language.
Noelle like takes him into Noelle takes him to the other room and like puts on like literally a cassette tape. Like I'm just gonna put it in the chat so everybody can listen to it since we can't copyright. She's just gonna put it on for him.
Yeah, we can't copyright it, but
you can all listen to it together at home.
It is all very, very clear.
There you go. She plays him this.
I don't know.
Are these your ocean language runes?
I don't know if I should feel bad because I wasted time, or if it's just a lot weirder than I thought it was.
I don't think it was a waste of time. I mean, this is very clearly relevant to something, a very elaborate joke.
Like did it look old? Like when he saw the hieroglyphs? Like it's like
Not particularly. No. But did it look accurate? And did it look as though it had been done by the people that had done it before? Or dark?
Seven.
Maybe. It is possible. You have to go.
Can I just say, Whitney Houston's look in this music video is thrilling. Go on.
It's one. I love that song.
It's a good song.
It's a great song.
Also, Silas, if it makes you feel any better, it is a cover. It was actually released in the early 70s. I can't believe you've never heard this song.
You were underwater at the time.
Not that you would have, not that you would have noticed or anything like that. It's just, given the context, if you're trying to translate something, it makes sense that it wouldn't make. She's trying so hard.
She's trying so hard to help.
I'm not laugh while doing so.
They're there.
Does Noelle have any moves that would help with this?
Probably, especially since she said it out loud. Let's look, shall we?
I didn't realize how dependent it was on knowing the song. I was fascinated.
Okay, but I said it. I picked up on it.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you said, I believe in our future, I went, where have I heard that before? Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Okay. I guess I can get. I would get +1, but I would have to be rolling something. I know my prey, which is you get +1 when knowingly investigating, pursuing, or fighting the breed of monster that calls you're lost.
Roll sharp +1.
Okay, I can do that. I'm going to use a luck point.
Okay. We love luck.
Automatic success. You have to mark it, though. I can't mark it.
I have marked it.
Thank you. What do I learn? What have I picked up on? How sharp am I?
Let me just... this person has, whoever it was that left this here, the fact that there's a reference to children. Step 1, they know what they're doing. Step 2, you said yourself, maybe it's an elaborate joke. That's how they see it. An elaborate joke. Step 3, they clearly know this language because they left it in hieroglyphs that had to be translated and were excellently translated back in such a way that you could recognize.
Which means a grammatical and narrative understanding of like what it is you're doing. To have them translate back and be the same words is like, yeah.
Step 4, where it stops. The lyrics stop at a point. There weren't more written. As much as she jokes, there weren't more written. The lyrics stopped at a point for a reason, or seem to have stopped at a point for a reason. If those lyrics stopped there, what happens?
Give them a sense of pride and make it easier is where it ends.
So then if you're only looking at those lines that were put there and they were put there for a reason. You don't necessarily know who is going to read it, and you don't necessarily know exactly when it was placed, and you don't know if it was placed for someone in particular to read, and you don't necessarily know what relevance it bears to the song itself, if it does.
Taking these out of context, this is either a warning or a statement of ideology. I think whatever it is, as much as I want to believe that, I guess I don't want to believe it was a joke, because then this was important. You should know that. I think what this says is, like you said, whoever's doing this is actively doing it, not something they did once a long time ago. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Maybe they want to... I would hate to think this, but maybe KF wants to use what Margot and Allison have together for their own ends. This thing, the reason that they aren't supposed to be together, that Finley's and Rhea's have always been separated because of whatever it is, whatever happens when they are together.
And if
maybe they know about it, and maybe they want something from it.
If they were prideful, it would be easier for them to be willing to.
I mean, if they were... All this says to me as we're doing a literary reading of the Whitney Houston lyrics now. It just... it says, literally, this sort of hybrid situation is what they want for the world, and we should normalize it. Which is funny because it's the complete antithesis to the conversation I had with the big guy a couple of days ago. If that were the case, I could be completely wrong. I think Henry's a lot better at this kind of thing than I am. But
there's also not a lot of... We just talked about this. There's not a lot of people who could do this.
I think that you were drawn there for a reason, Silas. I don't think that was an accident. I think think that the message you came back with was meant for you, for us. There's no doubt in my mind.
I more mean, if we try to narrow down who left it, a list of people who are capable of leaving this can't be long.
You said you could name them on one hand.
I'm talking about the people who could make the connection. This is someone who knows the connection.
Could make the connection. You would need to know the connection to make the connection. So wouldn't starting there be...
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of monster are we talking about here? Because they clearly aren't human, or we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? Silas?
I don't know if I'd rule it out, but...
Well, there's 6 billion humans on the planet, and a handful of them that can make this connection. If any of them are out of that handful, the right species I feel like we're chasing down Carmen Sandiego now. It's just another mystery to add to the pile. It's worse is now I can't get the song out of my head, so that's fun. Sorry.
If you assume it's for us, or me, or whatever, do you get the impression, is it a, as you said, clue, statement of intent, challenge,
Or a taunt?
taunt?
You see it, don't you?
Yeah.
If they've been watching us this entire time, if they've been listening to our children, Margot and Allison in particular, each in their turn, our methods of trying to let them find their own way and let them be involved in the way that they've asked to be involved have kind of blown up in our faces up until this point. Maybe they're just making fun of us.
It's a lot of effort just to be petty.
I've seen worse. I don't put anything past anyone anymore.
That's fair.
I don't think it could possibly just be a taunt, but I can't say I don't feel taunted by it. I think we should show this to the others. The Selkie. Do you think she might... Would they... I don't know much about them, but talking about something that partially takes place underwater, do you think she might know something about it? The one that I told you about, Lai's friend.
Maybe. I don't know her, but...
Is this language consistent with... Do
Would
Selkies know about this language? Or
would that be, like, would this be a language that Selkies use or have used?
It would be a question of dialect.
Right.
It's very similar. It's kind of like similar in the way that English and French are similar, more so than the ways that Latin and French are similar.
Mm.
They're closer. They're closer than accident could make them seem. It's not an accident that those languages are similar.
Yeah.
A lot of sand in Egypt.
It's a lot of water in the ocean. What are you saying?
I'm saying that tectonic plates move.
That's true.
Mm.
Also used to be a lot of water in Egypt.
Yeah.
A lot. Tectonic plates move, and therefore now there is not.
And therefore now there is not.
Therefore now there is not. But
No,
it used to look. I don't know, actually. I need to double check that information because I might be making it up, but I'm fairly sure.
In this world, and these tectonic plates, those ones
particular tectonic plates that I have chosen
in this universe, that's what happened. Silas, do you know anything else about this language? Who speaks this language? Where have you seen it before?
Would there be anyone that currently speaks this, or is it more?
Oh, it's an ancient language. Any monsters who are particularly long-lived would have at least passing knowledge of it, because it would have been it wouldn't have been like the common tongue in the way that common is like a thing in D&D, but it would have been a known language, as in, oh, I look at that, oh, that's from this geographical area.
Yeah.
Like how we look at Cyrillic and go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't read it, but I know.
Points at ocean.
Yeah.
Water language, yes. Ye old water language.
Water.
Anyone old enough might just know and just, not have said anything.
Well, I know someone else we can ask if she'll see us.
That being
the grandmother. Indeed. It's a long shot. I think we should ask the Selkie first if we're going to ask anyone, but that is where I would go. Again, if she were willing to have me. I'm not actually sure how Luna feels about me these days.
Well, let's worry about that after talking to the Selkie.
Suppose you're right. Whitney Houston. I mean, whoever it is has good taste in music, I guess. She says as they're leaving the room, she's like, they've got good taste. I mean, you'd never heard it.
Stellar taste. Good choice. Good song choice, hey.
Good song choice.
I'm going to let the two of them and you ponder how you're going to get in contact with the Selkie. Do you have her number?
She doesn't have a cell phone? Oh,
she does, but do you have her number?
Well, shit. No.
You figure that out while we take a break, because we need to take a break. I'm trying to make it so that we do that thing more often.
I'm going to go get my ice cream.
That sounds like a great idea. Let's go to break. Bam.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Talking about ancient Egypt, which is one of my special interests. In fact, ancient history and life. It's one of my special topics. So I'm not going to stay there as much as I want to, because if I do get into it, we will never leave.
The game's about ancient Egypt, y'all.
No, not anymore. We can't have it be about ancient Egypt. I will never leave. While everyone was getting interested in dinosaurs, I was about the ancients. You contact...
You want to go back, but not that far back.
I would though. They were great. The ancients were great. I don't know why we're here. Like, they knew what they were doing. I mean, wow. Look, until the Romans got involved, everything was fine.
That's what I said. What did you say?
You said I do. Oh, I see.
And then I looked at the camera pointedly. And then I broke the fourth wall.
You broke the fourth wall. Yeah. So now that we know who destroyed ancient history and threw us into the Dark Ages, leading us to this capitalist world that we live in now, welcome to capital. I mean, no. You get in contact with a seal girl.
Somehow we find the seal girl. Stop calling her that.
Well, I can't call her like a horse girl or a mermaid, because she's not either of those. She's a Selkie.
I feel like she's closer to a mermaid, though. Anyway, whatever. Go on.
Get in contact with a Selkie. The way that you have to do this, or the way that you do this, is by... Well, actually, how do you do this? Who do you contact that then would contact Selkie Bay?
Henry.
Angie Selkie Bay.
Henry and then lie.
Yeah.
Henry and then lie. So you go through lie to get Selkie Bay's number.
Yes.
Good to know.
That's
what I was asking about.
Would Henry
She's not socially inept enough to go directly. She saw what happened. Was there.
Would Henry not be able to help directly?
Henry might be able to help directly, yeah.
But if not,
you would go through lie.
So
would Henry be able to help directly? Odds, it's a no. Evens, it's a yes. It's evens. Henry can help. Henry has Selkie Bay's number directly, and you give Selkie Bay a call.
And how are we going to do this? You're going to have me play both of them? Is that what are we going to do? The
in a dream world, yes, because I want to. Because I don't know what her frame of mind is right now, or I can play her,
or you can play Noelle. These are your choices.
Yeah, which I feel as though you should stay in the Noelle space, so I will play Selkie Bay.
Okay.
All I need from you is one word telling me how she is feeling based on where she would be at in the late morning after.
She's at home right now.
Okay.
It's not one word. I will give you very matter of fact.
Okay.
Now here's your word. No nonsense.
Okay.
So do caramel, but with no whimsy.
Okay, can do.
Okay.
So you call?
Does Noelle know Carmel's like family name? Or is it just Carmel?
No, it doesn't know.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's asked Carmel what her family name is.
I don't know that she has one. It's like Cher.
But surely she has an affiliation of, especially given who she is.
Is Carmel the name that she is known by in underwater? Is really the question also.
It amused me that it comes up, just I looked at the stream and Carmel's thing came up, which has a surname redacted, but if there isn't actually a surname, they've just been like, we don't know, we're just going to put a bar here, just we can't answer it. Whatever it is, it's redacted. If it's nothing, redact it.
You don't get to know.
I am going to say that she does have one. But essentially it works in the same way that the name that she uses on land is the first name that she went by a name on land. It would be first name on land that I made up. Second name is the name that I'm known by in the ocean. And that's two names done, because in the water she doesn't need a surname.
Yeah. It makes sense.
So I will update that with if you refresh that, Danny, you would see what her name is.
Oh, I do have a character sheet for her, don't I?
You answer the phone, or she answers the phone even. Hello.
Hi.
Who is this?
We're looking for Carmel.
Yes. Who is this?
Noelle Finley and Silas Finley. We're Allison's parents. We've met.
I see.
This is going to be a bit of a strange request, but if you have a moment, we were wondering whether you could help us with something hunter-related.
Well, I am a hunter. What can I do? There's
a bit of text here that Silas is... Silas, you should explain. He knows this way better than I do.
Hi, Carmel. I'm Silas. I don't think we've met. I don't think we've met.
No.
But I was recently in Egypt, where I found hieroglyphs that matched those used in an ancient ocean language.
Mm-hmm.
And so I translated them, thinking it might have some meaning. And I have just been told by my loving wife that what I translated were Whitney Houston lyrics.
Okay.
Carmel, what we're trying to ascertain is whether or not, one, you might be familiar with these characters. I don't know how to get the best thing to do would be to show them to you, but...
where are you?
At our home, currently.
Do you have a body of water nearby?
There's a body of water outdoors, or there are artificial bodies of water here. There's a fountain downstairs as well.
Are they in use?
Not at the moment.
Can you go to it and move the water? Touch it.
Okay.
Yeah, make it move. Touch it, so I can see where I'm going.
Certainly. Hang on, and she's gonna hand Silas the phone and then sort of flag him to sort of come with her, and then go downstairs to a lovely little water feature, a little fountain that they have, and she's going to trepidatiously move the water.
It takes it doesn't take long at all. In fact, before Carmel is just stepping out of it. Where the water is moving, she just steps out of it.
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
That's remarkably efficient.
Yes. What do you need?
Silas? And then she's gonna gesture for the whatever he has that he was gonna show her. Notebook, symbols, whatever.
Silas, he seems slightly lost in thought, and then he's like, yeah, yes. And he sort of gets the thing with not the translation, the actual
maybe photographs.
Thing. Yeah. And he sort of pulls them out, and he hands them over to Carmel. And he sort of looks at her, and he's like, you're not related to Amira and Lior, are you?
Or, yeah.
You are?
They're my parents.
Your parents? Oh!
It suddenly occurs to you, Silas, that you should probably bow.
Yeah. He he's sort of he's just sort of he's just sort of like, hang on, and he sort of he bows.
Noelle's gonna look over him and go,
and he's just like, I met you when you were a baby.
I was a baby and do not remember.
I wasn't. There's a brief moment where he's like, "Oh, wait, no, that's normal. that's not a thing.
It's not a memory thing.
That's
Nobody
not a
remembers.
That is like the opposite of whimsy. It's like I
was a baby. I don't remember.
I was a baby. I don't remember whatever it was that happened in this time. You'll have to excuse my
I can't be held accountable for this.
Not be held accountable.
No, I certainly wouldn't expect you to. Old friend of your parents. Haven't seen them in a while with everything that's been happening, but how
is it customary to greet with a bow here? I don't like being out of the loop.
Technically, I'm royalty.
Oh, well.
So I didn't realize that wasn't known. Should have checked, I guess.
It's a technicality.
Fascinating.
Usually is.
What
Sorry,
did you need?
I got. As I said, found this writing in this language in Egypt.
On land.
On land. Well, what is now land? It's very old. But upon reflection, the writing isn't necessarily as old. It's quite more recent, despite being very well done to blend in.
I'm so sorry. The matter that is behind this, as you know, Carmel, is not nearly as funny as the discovery of it. We have to get our laughs where we can.
What is it in reference to?
Literally?
The song lyrics.
When translated, they are Whitney Houston lyrics. Greatest Love of All? You remember? I mean, the music video wasn't very long ago.
I remember.
It's that. But we're more interested in whether or not you recognize the original text or any of these symbols.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
From where?
It is part of the language, part of the. It's just something that I learned as a child.
Okay. But this isn't, I mean, and she's looking between Silas and Carmel now. Like, this wouldn't be the common way to write this in this language now, right?
No. Whoever it is got they have handwriting. There's a way to write something that is the formal way of writing it, and there's the way to write it that is more quick, not in a hurry, but handwriting. It's the difference between cursive and block print, I guess, here.
And which one is this?
Cursive. This is someone that's native.
Someone that's native that speaks and can translate this language that has fallen into disuse. Your language, but a different version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Are there many people like that?
Not to my knowledge. Not in the water, no.
Not in the water. I mean, that does narrow it down quite a bit. We think whoever it is either toying with us or warning us or something. This message looks like it was intended for us.
Did they sign a name?
Silas?
I don't think so. That was all that was there. What he translated. There wasn't extra stuff.
There was not extra stuff.
No.
Where did the signatures go in this language?
It's less, I guess, I'm going to ask everyone to roll with sharp. I'm going to get...
Roll with sharp.
Signature 2.
Nice.
8.
11.
Ooh. And that's a 12 with your...
I know my prey. Sharp as fuck.
And what was yours, Sam?
8.
8. Okay, so everyone succeeded. The handwriting is very specific. If the handwriting, well, I mean, if it was written recently, it's unlikely that there was more like it. But if there was, you would be able to tell who wrote it based on the way they wrote it.
So if you saw this handwriting again, you'd recognize it.
If you look at the same handwriting, it's the same person.
Right.
It's she unhooks her water from her pocket and writes something just in the air in ice.
Neat. Noelle doesn't say that. That was me. Neat.
Anyone in the water would know that I wrote this because of the way that I write.
Huh.
Anyone that knows me, has met me, has seen my writing before and saw me writing, they would know that that is me. It can't be anyone else.
Interesting. Handwriting. Makes sense.
It's like a fingerprint.
Right.
So if you have another comparison, and she allows the water to melt and just sends it back in. If you have a comparison, you know it's the same person.
Interesting.
But it wouldn't be anyone in the water. Someone who speaks your language natively, but doesn't live in the water now.
Like me. Someone like me, you mean?
I mean, you live in both places, don't you? You just came from...
Sort of.
Someone like you.
Or someone who spent time in the water. But it's using that language, that handwriting will always match. You will always write it the same way.
Carmel, do you have,
write it bigger?
Other than having a comparison for it, because then we would still need to find a person, do you have any idea how we could track down the person that wrote this?
It depends. You could either track them based on how they write, or you could track them based on what they wrote. Because if it's a translation and it's a good translation, that means that they're fluent. If they're fluent, then there aren't. If you're fluent, there aren't going to be many people who can.
That's what I said.
Translate this now, unless they are very old.
That's what I said.
I don't think anyone. I don't think a human could have written this. They have an established handwriting. I don't know if a monster did it, or which monster would, but a long-lived one.
A long-lived monster fluent in a language that is no longer used.
Language that specifically identifies its writer.
A language fluent in both this language and has some correlation to us, or knows someone who does, or is working for someone who does, or it does narrow it down quite a bit, but not enough.
Where did you find it?
In Egypt, as I said, and then he is more specific than that.
And then he is more specific. This spot right here.
Yeah.
Was there other text there?
Was there? Was there?
Mm-hmm. There was.
Yeah.
I believe earlier I said there was text that was older.
It was older, but still looked like it matched. Oh.
Did you take pictures of those, Silas?
I would assume, says Sam.
Silas, please.
Goes back upstairs.
Silas, please. Oh God! What if he said no? Can you imagine?
No. This is the only one that looked interesting. Everything else was just.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah. I need my screaming pillow. Comes back down with a laptop or like a tablet, and just sort of like brings up a bunch of other photos.
Okay.
Yeah, same person.
Definitely
But no,
old then.
No one you've met, I assume.
I hope not.
I mean, if they're long-lived, I
hope not.
Why? Wait, why did you say it that way?
I don't want to be involved in anything to do with that time period. And
why not? What was wrong? What happened during that time period?
It's a separation, right? It's around that time period that the city fell into the ocean, like just disappeared.
Right.
We don't do that. We just don't. We don't mess with that.
Why there? Do you think it's possible that this person is, she's talking to the room now, it's possible that this person survived that and was still around recently enough to have written this? If it is for sure the same person.
It could only be the same person. You can't copy. You can't mimic.
Well, that's my question. Carmel, how is it that you learn when we teach children to write here on land, their handwriting, it's their own, yes, but in many ways it comes out looking sort of like the person that taught them how to write.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that for this language.
It's the same. It's just she struggles for a moment. We learn in the same way but differently. So we don't write on paper because paper isn't
right. That makes sense.
We write on sand.
Okay.
You don't have a handwriting until your sand can become stone.
So there's magic involved inherently in the writing, and that's why it's permanent, even if it's submerged.
Yes.
Oh dear. Well,
I don't think it's anyone who is native to our world, though. Not this. They're from the land. That there are things that people on the land do. They kind of expect things to degrade differently.
And the person that wrote this expected it to degrade?
Like someone on the land would.
It's very insightful.
Very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmel. This is very helpful. I don't know that we have answers yet, but we couldn't have gotten this far without you.
Is this for Margot and Allison?
Yes.
Okay.
We're trying to help them get their memories back.
I hope it's more helpful than hindrance.
So do I. Would it be all right if we find something else? If we could ask you about it?
Sure.
Thank you. You're welcome to stay. We have plenty of food in the kitchen, if you'd like.
No, thank you. I have things to do.
Okay.
Well, if you do find yourself needing something, don't hesitate to ask. Like I
You're
said,
always
the parents were good friends.
Danny?
Yes.
Does Carmel need anything? Given the offer has been made.
Not right now.
Not right now. Okay.
She will be in touch.
It's funny because I give everyone, like all of them, entity types, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carmel counts as Faye or a deal maker. So the offer has been made.
She will let you know.
She will let you know.
You will know.
Need something.
She sure will.
She will let you know.
So yeah.
And off she goes because she ain't sticking around.
Yeah, they all kind of stand around awkwardly, but only for a little while because Carmel dips.
Carmel dips. Carmel's out.
Literally
to do. She
water.
dips.
Goodbye.
She dipped and she sink.
She sink.
She's like, ooh. Yes, exactly.
Well, okay. So we're looking for a land-dwelling anthropologist with a fascination for an ancient sea text who has a vendetta against potentially our family specifically, but knew enough to know that Whitney Houston's lyrics were the best way to convey that to us.
And has been around for a very long time.
And has been around for a very long time. Silas, why does this still feel like a mystery? It feels like there could only potentially be one person that this could possibly be. How could this possibly refer to more than one person? It's so specific. You don't have a great-great-great-great-grandfather that happens to be still alive and hates you for some reason, do you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I just thought I'd check. It was worth a shot. You should ask your parents, though, just in case.
Yeah. Well, speaking of asking for things, I might ask around if they're old enough. They may have left writing elsewhere. Might not be just here. If we can find more examples of their writing, we could potentially map it out.
Asking around couldn't hurt Silas, but wait. And she kind of like puts her hand up to stop him. She goes, asking around couldn't hurt, but I think we agreed earlier that the best place for you to be right now is here. So I'd rather not have you go off to Indiana Jones around the world right now.
Yeah, I meant email.
I was hoping so.
Yeah, I
just wanted to be very clear. Can't promise if you leave that house for any extended period of time, I'll let you back in.
Nope. This house isn't alive. This house not alive.